Welcome back. They're kids for whom the written word is nothing more than a jumble of incomprehensible letters. At the same time, though, they're intelligent and they're eager to learn. It's thought that as many as 30% of Australian children suffer, at least to some degree, from reading problems. Regular school lessons, well, they simply don't work. Now, though, a new therapy developed in America, recently established here too as well, and it's showing remarkable success in turning life around for these kids. Peter Charlie has more.
You still have to stay here till I get back. Why can't I come with you? Evan demanded.
Just 1 month ago, he could barely read a comic strip.
I just want to change the subject, Evan said, not smiling back. You're going to leave me here for...
Today, Daniel Neeson races through 4 books a week. He's ravenous for new material.
It's like I was in a cage and now someone's opened the door or something.
It's exciting to watch Daniel, come into his own. He's got a lot of self-confidence back and he's taking on challenges he hasn't tried before. It's great.
Doc Neeson, Daniel's father. He used to be a school teacher before this. A rock and roller on the road and often away from home. When he realized his boy was lagging at school, unable to read his textbooks, he and Daniel's mother Zintra decided it was time to get some help.
First of all, we started off getting a psychological test, and the particular psychologist suggested we take Daniel to have some therapy, developmental optometry. That was successful to a point, but it's a long process.
2 steps are knocked.
And it didn't really improve Daniel's reading.
Watching Daniel read sometimes, you just see the look of kind of horror come on his face, because he didn't know when he was saying, it was a guess all the time for him. And that's really quite, I think, it brings about a kind of chronic anxiety. Am I getting it right? Is there somebody over my shoulder to help me get this? There was no internal reference for him.
Yeah, I felt a bit lost. I felt like everybody was so smart and I wasn't that smart.
If that says frip, show me frop.
I took out the E sound and I put in a O, which is an open mouth sound.
Good.
The lessons that turned Daniel around.
The next one is, holding a stick in its mouth, the fox wades into the water backwards. What do those words make you picture?
Makes me picture a fox picking up a stubby stick.
It's an entirely different approach to reading and understanding sounds, the so-called Lindamood-Bell method, developed in America with the help of this woman, Nanci Bell.
If you think about percentiles, they go 1st to 99th. I can take a student at like the 37th percentile and move them to the 91st percentile in a relatively short period of time because I stimulate their sensory system. We call it sensory cognitive therapy.
As the water rises, fleas rush toward the fox's head. What do those words make you picture?
A lot of fleas on the fox's back.
And it happens quickly. In Daniel's case, just days into the course, he was no longer guessing at words. At last, he was able to understand them.
Yeah. So, how do you picture those fleas coming in? Like if the fox is right here?
I thought it was pretty pathetic way to learn, but it's a good, seems like a pretty bad way to learn, but you get used to it and then it comes good.
When you saw the
method just established in Australia aims to help children understand individual sounds and visualize specific words.
We go through a series of steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, there's 10 steps in the end. And we teach them to actually create images, first from one word, and then a sentence, and then sentence by sentence. And they use colored felts that they put out sentence by sentence, and they talk about the images that they have.
The fox just lets go and lets the stick roll off in the water.
But it can be expensive. At $75 an hour, Daniel Neeson's 4-week course cost his parents $6,000.
It's not cheap. It's hard to put a price on something where you are giving a child the tools and the gift of being able to read.
Big difference. I can read virtually anything now.
Nanci Bell says she works with adults as well as children. In America, large corporations are now hiring her tutors to work with their employees.
I think that we're just getting to the point where we're breaking through in that. There's a wave of interest hitting Lindamood-Bell now. And we're asked to speak at a lot of different places, and a lot of school districts want our programs implemented in the district.
The New South Wales Department of Education has also met with tutors from Lindamood-Bell to see whether the reading system might somehow be introduced to local schools.
There's too many people out there who need to feel okay about themselves and their education, and when they're bright people and for some reason they haven't sort of learned how to read properly, what a waste of a great brain. That sort of feeling is why I feel this is important, that it gets those sorts of abilities back on track, and people can use their God-given talents.
Peter Charlie reporting there. Coming up next, one of the world's